Hello, in this module we're going to be looking at CORIOdiscover for CORIOmaster and CORIOmaster 2. You can see I've already downloaded CORIOdiscover from the tvONE support website, and double clicking on it, the first thing it'll do is highlight all of the units that are on my network. So you can see here I've got quite a few, and I could log on to any of these from this single PC. I've already named my CORIOmaster 2, which is just sat in the rack there behind me, training room, so we know which one it is we're working with. If I double click on it, it comes up with three options. So the first is configure. So this is where I set up my networking. So I can either set up DHCP, which is how I'm set up at the moment, or I can set a static address. And I'm going to stick with that. Later in this series, I'll be showing you how to log on in other ways using HTTPS and maybe even using our RESTful API. So that'll be later in the series, but for now I'm happy. So that's all set up. And next to it, you can see there's an indicator. At the moment, that's green, which means I've got no problems logging on to this CORIOmaster 2 whatsoever. If it was amber, it would normally mean there's some sort of IP conflict. So perhaps I'm on a static address on a different series, or there's a conflict. It could also be red. You wouldn't normally see that in the field unless your firmware and your software were way out of kilter of each other. Now, I'm happy I can connect. Next thing I want to do is show you how we update firmware. Dead simple. So we click in update. Before I do this, I go to the customer support website again, which is tvone.com, and just follow it for the links to firmware. I have to log in for this, so that the default login is admin, and then the password is admin pw. So admin pw, and then all I do is I browse to the file, and it's on my desktop here, and you see it shows up as a DAT file. So I don't need to upgrade because I'm on the latest firmware, but I'll show you what would happen. So if I click on it and then say open, what it'll do is unzip it, and first thing it'll do is it will check whether I need the update. So it should say I don't. So if I go start update, the first thing it does is it checks what firmware version I'm running, and it tells me here that I'm about to install the same as I have already, and obviously I don't want to do that. Now, if I was going to upgrade, it goes through 9 stages. Obviously, so the first check is to see what version of firmware I have running on the unit. The next thing it will do is make a copy of all of my settings onto an SD card that's on the control module in the chassis. After that, it will go through all 9 stages, and towards the end, the unit will restart, and that is your cue that you're about ready to go. Really simple process then. Let's cancel this. And I'll say no here, and I'm going to close. So they're the two main things I do here. The other thing I have in here is a resolution editor. Wouldn't normally use it in CORIOdiscover. I only use it really to set my networking up and make sure my firmware is up to date, because it's also in the CORIOgrapher software. I would much prefer to set up my custom resolutions there, but it's here if you did want to use it in here. Once again, log in, admin BW, and that will take you in here, and you can see all the resolutions we support. So on this CORIOmaster 2 unit, I'm supporting everything from 640, 480 up to 4K, and I've also got 20 slots for custom resolutions, which are down the bottom. Like I said, I'm going to cover this when I get to the CORIOgrapher video, and we'll be looking at setting custom resolutions for LED. So there you go, that's CORIOdiscover. Come back in a future video, and I'll be showing you how to start controlling your CORIOmaster using CORIOgrapher in the online and offline mode. But for now, thanks for watching. Bye bye.